We all want peaceful and happy lives. We do not want to deal with difficult people. But every now and then we come across such people and are forced to either deal with them or get rid of them. Hello everyone, this is Calliope and today I'm going to talk about what verbal attacks have taught me. So this will be like a story time video and I'm sure I'm going to expose a few people from my lives or from my past without trying to not take names. Now, you need to ask yourself that why do these verbal attacks actually bother you? Or why is it that it actually gets to you? Why is it that it hurts you so much? Is it that the other person is telling the truth? Or is it that you do not expect someone close to you to speak like that or to say all those things? Sometimes it can be a bit of both. So the first example I would like to give is of my elder sister. Now you must have noticed that I don't really talk about my sister in most of my videos where I'm speaking about myself. You have probably seen both my parents, you have seen my nephews, but I don't talk about my sister, and that is because I don't want to just do a video for the heck of it. I love my nephews, I love my parents, I'm very close to them. So I want to show a connection which is real, which is true, and just for the heck of a sister tag, I don't want to do a video because the truth is that I'm not close to her. We both have different ideology, we both think differently, we both have different personalities, and over the years we have just grown apart. It's not that we were close, but yes, we just grew apart, or that's what the truth was, and there's no going back because I'm not gonna try, and I don't even want her to try. It's very formal kind of relationship we have. So I grew up with her, her constant criticism about my eyes and my nose. She used to say that, why your eyes are so small, my nose is big, and all the time she used to say that, and I used to wonder why. But you know what, it never bothered me because that is the reality. I have small eyes, I have a big nose, and this is what I used to say every time, sometimes in a nice tone, but sometimes it used to get too much, and I used to be like, why do you keep saying this all the time? I know that I have small eyes, I know that I have a big nose, and I'm grateful to at least be able to see. I have not been born with some disability. I can smell, I have really good senses. So as I started understanding why she behaves in this way, yes, there is always some reason. She is always too harsh and critical about everything in life and everyone around her, and even herself sometimes. So I think that is the reason. Plus I am the youngest and I was like kind of pampered a lot, and I got more attention. So maybe yes, not maybe, yes, she was jealous of all the attention I got. Now once you're a kid, probably in your teenage and all, it's okay. I can understand people being jealous of their siblings and all, because I used to be jealous if any small kid got close to my parents. I was very possessive. But after a point, you grow up and you start understanding that this is not right behavior. Please, I need to grow up. My sister never grew up. So right from before I joined a film school to actually getting my first folio done or some other things, she tried to get my parents to not support me in that. And every year, every time, every other time, I feel that maybe now she would stop, but she comes up with certain things which irritates me or which really makes me angry. A lot of things I can't really say now for the video, but at least when it comes to my life, her verbal attacks, her, kind of not believing in me, everything has kind of made me more strong. Remember, every time you get a person who doesn't believe in you, or who says something which is really hurtful or behaves in a certain way which is not right, that it kind of really motivates you in a certain way, and sometimes it even doesn't bother. So like I have become, or I grew up, to some attacks which were like nothing, it did not make me angry. Maybe that was her intention, I don't know, because I do not respond to negativity with negativity. Sometimes I may ignore it, I may just try to say something positive, Sometimes if I'm angry, just watch out. So not every verbal attack is bad. In fact, if something better has come out of that relationship, is I know that I will never be that kind of person. It may sound, very harsh, but that's what I have learned. I'm never going to be that kind of person. I will not respond to her negativity with negativity. I really choose to ignore as much as I can. And if it's really something which is too much for me to handle, then I just say one sentence and that's it. This is one example. Another example I would like to give is of my first boyfriend, first long-term relationship. So 3.5 years, not bad. 3 years was kind of nice. I would not say I loved him, but he was nice person, and someone which according to the world is an ideal partner. Yeah, mummy ke samne leke jane ke type wala. I could see that things were kind of not gonna work out, because I think he had a problem with my work, and I was working as an assistant director that time, so I knew he had a problem with it. He wanted to get married. Now we had an age difference, and I don't see any problem with someone of that age thinking about getting married and everything, but somewhere I felt that I was nowhere in that scene. My happiness, my career did not actually mean anything, and he wanted to settle in Dubai, which he had gone there for just 2 years to work, earn, and come back. But he liked the lifestyle there, and suddenly I saw, like, when he came back also, I saw like a change. I saw arrogance. This guy was supposed to be humble, and somehow he just changed. There was that thing about, I earned this much in dirhams, right? And he took a lot of decisions himself. He booked a home over there. Anyway, the point is, when I finally told him that, since my childhood, I have this dream that I want to pursue an acting career, even if it might take a long time. And I think it's time that, I start thinking about getting a folio done sooner. Maybe 1 or 2 jobs I'll work more as an assistant, and then I'll try, to do that. I was very happy that day. He was in Dubai, so it was a long distance call. I came out of the theater. I had finished assisting on one project, a film, I guess, and I needed some break, so I watched 2 movies that day. Jab We Met, Aaja Nachli. Back to back I watched. Very happy, especially Jab We Met movie. I loved it so much. I came out and I said this was the time I want to tell him, because I don't want to keep it inside. I have to finally tell him. So I told him, this is what I want to do. And as soon as I said that, he was like, he said something so harsh. He said that, who do you think you are? Do you know that the background dancers in Bollywood songs, they also look better than you? And guess what? It did not hurt me that he said that. He made that comparison. What hurt me was this partner of mine whom I was supposed to marry eventually. Of course, I was 21, I was not gonna get married at that age. That would be like too stupid. But this guy is supposed to support my career. This guy is supposed to believe in me, in my dreams. That's what, you want that kind of a partner, you want that kind of a friend. And he said something like that. And all those moments came in front of my eyes when he used to call me Priyanka Chopra, Tanushree Datta, Sushmita Sen. And I asked him that. What about all those moments? Was that, all that was something which is a lie? I don't look like that, or, I'm just saying. So apparently I'm not that attractive to you or something. He's like, for me, you are, the most beautiful person, but for the world, you are not. I said, you know what? I know I'm an average looking girl. Still, I will pursue my acting career. I don't care how long it takes, I will find a way. And I did it. I still consider myself a work in progress actor. I'm trying to do as much skits as possible through my YouTube channel. I'm trying to create projects for me, myself, hoping to get discovered someday. I've gone for a lot of auditions over the years. Some I felt like, oh wow, it was amazing. Still I did not get a call back. Sometimes I got a call back, shortlisted once, but then someone else got the project. That moment when he said that, I could not forget it. And of course, the next 6 months we used to always argue about marriage, this, that. I kind of knew it was over, but I don't know why I dragged it for 6 months. Maybe our parents were involved, and that thing actually taught me never involve your parents, at least not your dad. Because especially these people are kind of old-fashioned. Like my parents have had a love marriage, but my dad is, quite old. We have a lot of generation gap. So for these people, you just fall in love once, or you just probably fall in love twice or whatever, and that's it. Janam janam ka saath. They don't understand that the world has changed, people have changed. People don't usually always break up because it's not working out or you're just being lazy. One of them is being an asshole, one of them has cheated, or one of them doesn't kind of support the other person. Now what these verbal attacks actually taught me again is to believe in myself. Trust me, these kind of negative comments about you, these kind of things, especially said by someone you have probably not expected, you love, or you probably are close to, and someone says that, it hurts so bad, but it motivates you as much as possible. Those days when you're not feeling well, you're not feeling like doing work, or you are about to give up, these kind of comments actually make you motivated again. Because you're like I'm a person who doesn't believe in I have to do better than this person. Oh, that person has earned so much, this person has this car, that house. I don't compete, or I don't lose my mind over people having these things. I compete with just myself because I'm like, I have to do better, I have to do this, I have to do that. I always know that I don't have anything to prove to any of these people, but still these kind of comments, these kind of people are somewhere at the back of my mind, because these are the people who have motivated me when I'm at my lowest. When I feel like I'm done, I just want to give up, I just want to just not do anything. Why am I pursuing all this? What is life all about? One day I have to anyway die. What am I doing? But then I know the next day I will wake up and I will be like more, charged up, because I don't think so I'm going to die anytime soon. And each day I want to do something which I love. Each day I want to work towards being successful. That's what this kind of verbal attack teaches me. Example number 3. You always have at least one person you have dated or one person you have been in relationship with who just loves to personally attack you. When he doesn't have any good argument, he resorts to personal attack. He'll talk about your body, your boobs are small, your ass is big, you walk like this. Those kind of stuff, which are something very intimate, and you are not supposed to say that. I mean, I can obviously talk about his manhood, but I don't think so I have ever. I don't remember. That would be me, like, going to his level. So you become a bigger person, you just break all the ties with this person, just move on, and yes, it hurts. Someone you have been intimate with, or someone you have loved, or someone you have not expected to say something like that. It just hurts so much. But what it teaches you is to love your body, to love yourself more. There is nothing wrong with imperfections. No one is perfect. We human beings are born with imperfections, and that's okay. So that's what this kind of verbal attack has taught me. It has made me just love myself so much more and respect myself and accept my flaws and accept my good things. Yes, I have a big butt, so that's a good thing. I don't need to go for surgery, get those butt implants or something like the Kardashians, right? Kardashians or Kardashians, whatever, sisters. Example number 4 is when you have some of your friends who, instead of motivating you, instead of appreciating things, they kind of like, verbally attack you for not doing things in a way which according to them is the right thing. So they'll say something, which might hurt you, whether it comes to your career especially, or whether it comes to your relationships. I, at least, I used to expect a lot from my loved ones, because I'm kind of brought up in a very protective, pampered way. So I would not say I have a lot of friends, but yes, over the years I have made some good friends, and I used to be very possessive and I used to expect a lot. I give a lot also and expect a lot. Now, yes, in the last couple of years, I have become more self-absorbed and self-centered, focused on my work, focused on getting better each day, rather than, I don't want to say interfering in my friends' lives, but just keeping to myself more. It doesn't mean that I'm not available for my friends. As long as they need me, I think they all know that they can always call me, if they are in any need or they want to talk to me. But I am keeping to myself more, because I have become my own best friend much more. I have a couple of friends I do discuss things with sometimes, and they're amazing. But yes, these kind of friends, who want you to kind of lead a life in their way, and who kind of just feel that they are know-it-all, and they just attack you or use what you have shared with them to personally attack you and call you names. I'm no more friends with such people. I am sorry. Let me tell you one thing. I know what are my flaws. I know I haven't arrived yet when it comes to my career, but I will not do things which are right according to you. I will do things which are right according to me and what makes me happy. So this kind of verbal attacks, where people want you to lead a life in a certain way, or they feel that they are, so experienced and they know so much about life, they teach you to become your own best friend. They teach you to trust your own instincts. They teach you to prove them wrong. And they teach you to break such friendships, because you don't need such friends. I am sorry. I'm all about positivity. And as I've grown older, I don't have the patience to deal with even 1% of negativity. I just say bye bye to such people. Even if I have just like couple of handful of 5 to 6 people in my life and they are all mostly positive, trust me to take good decisions. That's it. I'm a happy person. So you just have one life. Please stop dealing with such difficult people. Everyone's experience in life is different. Everyone's way of reaching success or everyone's way of finding happiness is different. So trust yourself. Example number 5 is I have dealt with some people who are much more experienced, especially in my field, and they had their opinion, whether it was about my pictures or whether it was about the way I carry myself or how I should go about my career or why things have not worked out or this is what I'm doing wrong. What I learned from this is listen to everyone. Of course, some are seniors, they know much more about your career, life, but do whatever you want to. See, after all, everyone is a human being, you know. So it's not necessary that everyone is right because you know what your struggles are, you know what happened at one photo shoot, you know what went wrong, you know that you gave an amazing audition. Like for you guys, it might be you guys gave a nice, really perfect interview. But why you did not get? Maybe someone made a call for some candidate, you know, influence. So just because according to people you are not doing this right, you do not pose like Deepika Padukone. How can I look like Deepika Padukone? She's so gorgeous. She's tall. She has this amazing jawline and a face cut. I mean, kuch bhi. She has her height, her modeling career. She started way back, like you know, when she had just passed out 10th or something. I mean, what kind of comparison is that? So sometimes I have just kept quiet. I'm like, yes, speak. वैसे भी I'm not going to follow your advice. I mean, because you're talking bullshit. So you don't know, guys. I'm not kidding, but I'm not even saying that, you know, actors have the most amount of patience or such a thick skin. You don't know what we go through. Seriously, everyone has an opinion. Oh my god. You go for a normal catalog shoot also. You go for a normal folio shoot. Makeup men, hairstylist, the photographer's wife, the photographer's assistant, every fucking person, the casting director, everyone has their opinion. Everyone will try to break you down. Everyone will say, "Nahi, some makeup guy talked about my. There is no space here for eyeshadow. What am I supposed to do? Do surgery or what? This is how God has made me." That is so. I don't know. What should I say? It is insensitive. I mean, I would never say something like that. Just do your bloody job. But you're like, okay, just why don't I just keep quiet? And I don't know whether it's only in India it happens. I don't know. I've not worked abroad, but I've worked with a couple of photographers from abroad, and my experience with them was really good because they always communicated well and they were definitely not negative. I don't know whether this is an Indian thing where you have to speak up. Bloody हर चीज बोलनी है, हर चीज negative हो, insensitive हो, and I swear all these things has made me so strong because I don't care a fuck. Like a simple thing like I have this less space to put eyeshadow. I know that bloody. Just keep quiet. Do your job. So such things. Oh, you don't have like now at least you know I'm curvy and I have like an athletic frame or fat. many people can call me that also, but or healthy, khate pite ghar ki, that's what we say. So earlier I was not very well endowed when I started, my acting career. So there'll be this casting director who'll say something about my boob size and get surgery done, get your nose uh, reduced, and I swear you just feel like punching such people in their face. And it's not me. If you've seen like Priyanka Chopra's interview, or some other actors, yes, they all have been through some such people. Some are sleazy, some are out of work, or some are experienced, proper, legit people from the industry. So yes, you have to, at the end of the day, become so thick skinned. That's what I learned, being thick skinned, not letting such comments get to you. Because let me tell you, I cannot teach every person how to be a much more kinder human being, because I would never do that, whether I was in that makeup artist place, or whether I'm in some photographer's place or some ad agency guy. No, that's what I have learned. I will never be like these people. If I have something good to say, I will say, otherwise I won't. Unless this person is my friend, if I have to correct something, I will say, whether if it's related to work. But unless and until it's important, I will not speak such language, because I'm a kind human being. I don't believe in being so harsh. So every verbal attacks and such life experiences have just taught me to be a bigger person. And I'm not doing this video to show how amazing I am. It was not easy for me to talk about such personal experiences about my family or my exes or people I have come across when it comes to my career. But it was important to talk about this. I wanted to make a video which is really personal, and I hope you learned something from this video. If you like this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment below and let me know whether you have faced such verbal attacks. What are your life experiences? Has this video made any difference in your lives? Please comment below and let me know. And please share this video with your friends. Please subscribe if you're liking my channel. If you're liking my content, please press the subscribe button. And if you want to check out my last video, it's somewhere here. Until next time, it's bye-bye from me. Take care.